milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours, damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours, damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to charge.
Hey guys, what is up? I'm Eli. It is Sunday. I'm taking over this channel. You are watching LGBT Ozone. Question number 1. How do you know your sexual orientation / gender identity? How you know your orientation really is up to each individual person. No one person is going to have the same revelation, the same idea of what it means to be something. Everybody has their own experiences and figure out different ways. Some people know the instant, like they know they're like born. They know they're attracted to the same sex. They know this. Some people know as little kids, even when they just start to notice the opposite sex and be like, oh, I'm attracted to the same sex, or oh, I am not in the right body, I'm totally different. But for other people, it comes on more gradually. Other people, they don't know anything different from cisgendered and straight lives. They don't know that a possibility exists that they can be anything different. So they convince themselves that they are what the world expects them to be. They are cisgendered, they are straight. They control that according to the world. So anything other possibility doesn't even enter their mind until they hear about it. Yes, they have their core selves that they are attracted to the same sex, or they are in the wrong body, but they don't know it. They don't think it's a possibility, so they pretend like they're the same as everybody else. They pretend they're straight, they pretend they're cisgendered, because that's all they have ever been taught, and to be anything else is just horrible in their mind. And so when people start hearing about these things, start hearing about trans people or gay people, they start to put pieces together. They're like, this isn't me. They think of like experiences in the past, and they're just like, I never liked any guys. As growing up as a girl, I never liked any guys. I only had crushes on girls. Or if they were a gay guy, growing up as a boy, they realized they never had a legitimate crush on girls. It was just, they had to make it up. They had to like evolve these stories to make it and convince themselves that even their close friends that are girls, that they are attracted to that girl, because that's all they know, that's all they expected, and it seems so wrong and horrible not to ever have a crush on anybody, or to have sort of different crush on people, on different people than is what expected. So what they end up doing, what happens a lot, is that they convince themselves that, oh, that's a crush, when they're really like just best friends. And people who are not cisgendered grow up thinking they're cisgendered, and they just end up convincing themselves, oh, I'm not really a guy, I'm just a tomboy, or I'm just a sissy instead of a trans woman. They try to make up excuses like, oh, I'm effeminate, I'm not actually a girl. And so what they end up doing is they think they're cisgendered, they think they're straight, they don't know anything different. They don't want to accept the fact that who they are, but it comes on gradually. You look in the past, you look through everything that's happened before, and you start to put pieces together like, I've never had a crush on someone of the opposite sex. Like, that one kid, that one boy, oh, we were closer than I've ever been with a girl. And that is what that feeling I got, that is the feeling that I got when people described crushes. Oh, I'm sexually attracted to guys. That is the feeling, I got this feeling that when everybody talks about, oh, when all the guys, they're just like, oh, that girl's so hot, you just look over and you're like, yeah, she's really cute, and I recognize that she's hot, but it doesn't do anything to you. And then you'll see this guy, and you'll just look, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I feel that feeling. I feel it deep inside what I'm supposed to be feeling for girls. I have the exact same feelings as all these guys have described, but for guys instead. And then it clicks. Some part of you clicks, and you slowly start to realize, I don't like girls. I like guys instead. The way that society thinks you're supposed to like girls. It comes on so gradually and so little by little that some people don't even realize until they're teenagers. They're barely teenagers or older teenagers or even into their 20s, 30s, 40s. Some people don't even realize until then because they are so convinced that they have to live this lifestyle that the world dictates to them. There's no other option. You gotta bury like anything you might feel about the same sex deep inside of you. You're convinced that, oh, it's just friendship, it's just best friends, it's how best friends act, sort of thing. When in all reality, it just really crushes. It's really falling in love with someone of the same sex, which isn't a bad thing. So many people think it's horrible, but it's just different. It's the different love. It's loving someone different. It's not a different kind of love. It's the exact same love, but with someone of the same sex. And for transgender people, it's the same thing. It comes on gradually. You start with, oh, I'm a tomboy, and then you grow up a little more, and then you're like, oh, I'm still just the tomboy, and then you hit puberty, and then you're like, this doesn't feel right, but I'm just awkward. Puberty's awkward, and they try so hard to convince themselves that they are really cisgender, that they have the right parts, and that it's just awkward because puberty is awkward for everyone. But for them, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. So they grow up with this thought and they convince themselves, no, it's not possible. And then they run across some piece online about trans people and they read it and a light bulb goes off. And they're like, that's exactly what I've been feeling my entire life. I felt wrong in this body. It's not who I am. And slowly the pieces start to connect together. Many times people will deny it and just be like, oh, no, society tells me I was born with these parts. I have to act like this. I have to look like this. I have to stay like this. But they know deep inside, and the longer they keep faking it, the more they know, the more that they feel in pain and they can't handle it because it's not who they are. They're just faking for the rest of the world. And in the meantime, they're completely miserable because they know it. You know it. And deep inside of yourself, as time goes on, the more you live a lie, you will definitely realize and be like, that is not me. That is not who I am. I don't really love women, or I don't really love men, or I'm not really a man or a woman, or what society dictates as a man or a woman. And you feel miserable. You completely become incredibly miserable. But it's because you are denying yourself of who you are. And a part of you, that's how it works. Like, you connect puzzle pieces. It comes one thing after another. And soon, everything adds up. And you're just like, well, this is who I am. This is the kind of person I am. I can't fight this anymore. This is who I am. But most of the time, it doesn't all come at once. Most of the time, people don't start like puberty and like, oh, this is who I am. Oh, because society makes it feel so wrong, so horrible. And so they automatically assume, oh, I'm not that. And it takes instant after instant after instant for you to fully realize, oh, I actually am that. Society's wrong. Society is making me feel like I'm something I'm not. But I am who I am, and they have to deal with it. Question number 2. Can you change your identity? I personally believe that a person's sexual orientation and gender identity can evolve over time and can slightly change over time. But what they can't control is how it changes or who they are. Whoever they are is going to be a deep core part of them. Yes, they can fake that they're something else. Yes, they can fake that they're straight or cisgendered. But what it comes down to is what is really at the core of them. And at the end of the day, even though they may be a guy married to a woman, in their hearts, they know they're gay. They really have that attraction for men, both emotional and physical attraction to men. And they can fake all they want that they're attracted to this woman or they're attracted to women in general. But in their heart, they really are gay. Even if they hate it, they still have to live with the fact every single day that this is how things are. And it's sad. I tried for years to change who I was, but it never worked because it was who I was. It was at the core and center of me. And even though I faked day after day after day, I still knew deep in my heart the truth about things. And it made me miserable. You shouldn't have to change who you are to make anyone happy. You should live to be yourself because at the end of the day, that's going to make you the happiest. And yes, it's going to be hard, but at the end of everything, you are the one who has to live with yourself. You're the one who has to go over those thoughts again and again every single day for the rest of your life. Parents and family, they can come and go. They aren't constantly going to be focused on yourself. You are focused on yourself, and you're the one who has to live with every single decision you make. So, it's going to be so much easier if you're natural and if you let your true self come out instead of burying yourself and hiding it in so much pain and misery. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Guess we can bring the other person back to this channel. I'm kidding. They're my friend. We're going to do this as a collaboration channel. We're going to do a video together probably tomorrow, and then we're going to keep switching weeks, maybe do subjects on the same week depending on what we end up doing, but she will be back. We will both be back, and yeah, peace out.